So my new FN545 Tactical has been having a lot of light primer strikes with my reload ammunition. So on April 28th, 2026, I purchased some ammunition from Academy. I then went out to Red Sands and I ran that ammunition through my handgun. Unfortunately, I still had light primer strikes. There was one point where I even had 7 in a row. So thinking that there's something wrong with my new handgun, I came home and I disassembled the gun, and then I removed the striker plate, removed the striker pin and all the components to see if there was an issue there, and sure enough, that striker chamber was packed with grease. The striker also was full of grease. I'm pretty sure that's the issue, because that chamber, that striker chamber, should not have anything in it as far as grease or oil or debris. It needs to be completely dry. The only thing that probably should have oil on it, and that would be a very light, thin coat, would be the striker itself. I believe the manufacturer of this gun packs it with grease to prevent corrosion, rust, that kind of stuff. But that chamber needs to be dry. So I removed all the grease with a solvent and then ran a couple of alcohol-soaked Q-tips in there to completely dry it out. Then I used the same solvent to get all the grease off the striker. And then once that dried, I applied a very thin coat of Otis dry lube, waited a couple of minutes, and then I wiped off the excess dry lube. Then I put the striker back into the chamber, of course with the spring and all the components, put the plate back on, reassembled the gun, took it out to Red Sands, fired some of my reloads, and lo and behold, that gun fired flawlessly. I'm relieved that this worked, because the gun range that I go to, I found out they have a group that shoots IPSC. What does that stand for? International Practical Shooting Confederation? Yeah. So I want to join that group and try to do some competition shooting with my FN545 Tactical. When I lived in California, I did do some competition shooting, and back then I used a CZ97B, which only holds about 10 rounds, so I was having to reload often. So I guess the moral of my story is, if you own or recently bought the FN545 Tactical, or even the FN545 MDR, if you're having light primer strikes, that could be the reason why you're having those light primer strikes. Anyway, that was the fix for me, because my FN545 Tactical is shooting well now. So if you own the FN545 Tactical or the FN545 MDR and you're having light primer strikes, I'd like to know about that, because the fix for me was to clean that chamber out, dry it really good, lightly lube the striker, put it all back together, and it ran fine. So let me know if you're having any issues with your 545 Tactical or your 545 MDR. And that's it for today. Be safe out there and have a great time shooting.